Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. I'm Eric Casson. We got a special one for you today. I'm going to watch the Jets press conference, the new GM, Aaron Glenn, the new head coach, and of course, that crazy Woody Johnson leading the press conference. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch it with you and we'll go through it. And of course, I'm going to have some sarcastic remarks because we all know as Jet fans, the beatings will continue until morale improves. And how many times have we heard the right thing from Robert Saleh or the crazy eyeballs from Adam Gase? So enough out of me. Let's get to the clip. And remember, you can follow us on Instagram, New York Minute. That's NEWYRKMIN on Spotify. Here on YouTube, give us a subscribe, give us a comment, follow, like, do anything you can.
And good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank everyone for being here today. I also want to start out by thanking Mr. Johnson, Christopher Johnson, the search committee, Jaime, Mike Tannenbaum, Rick Spielman. I thought it was a great process, and I really enjoyed my time getting to know you guys throughout that time. It is one of the greatest honors and privileges.
Wouldn't you just like a general manager one time in the press conference to be like, well, you're all schmucks. I hated this process, and I'm just here for the money.
Privileges of my life to be named general manager of the New York Jets. This is a proud franchise with great tradition and incredibly passionate fans, located in one of the most iconic cities in the world.
Located in one of the most iconic cities in the world, New Jersey? I don't know. This guy's... hey, we get these guys from out of town. They don't even know that the Jets don't even play in New York. What, Newark? Newark is a lovely place.
I could not be more excited to take on this responsibility with AG as we work to build a championship team that will make the Jets fans proud. Our philosophy will be to draft, develop, keep our own.
And that was from the general manager. The thing is, we're not going to know from a press conference what the general manager is going to do. He's going to say, we want cohesion. I'm going to work with X, Y, and Z. It's kind of like a president. You can't see what the guy's going to do until 3 years down the road. You can't see the players that he's going to develop, what type of players he's going to develop. That's why all these mock drafts on NFL and ESPN and stuff like that, I think, are kind of null and void for the Jets because we just named our GM, and we don't know how this guy's going to go because he's never been a GM before. That's what's got me a little worried about Aaron Glenn and the new general manager in those positions because they have never done it before. So let's get to what we all came for, the Aaron Glenn Show.
I wear glasses now. Before I actually get started to my my thank yous, I want to say that I got to thank God. I would not be standing here if it weren't for him. So I want to make sure I acknowledge.
Yeah, and I love this trend coming back. He's already scoring brownie points with me, and I love the fact that athletes have not felt shy about saying their love for God and Jesus Christ because this doesn't happen without God, without Jesus, and Aaron Glenn is exactly right. And great joke, break the ice. Aaron Glenn's a class act, man. 41 interceptions with the Jets, played under Kotite, played under Bill Parcells, saw every end of the spectrum, saw losing, saw winning, knows what it takes to be in New York or right next to it.
That my biggest influence in my life were my parents. My dad passed years ago. And when it comes to work ethic, that's where I got it from. I'm talking about 4 a.m. until the job is done. And that's what you're going to see from me. My mother, nurturing, sacrifice, raising 11 kids. 2 of them played for this franchise, my brother Jason. Learned so much from her and also how to lay the law down also. Woody and Christopher. Your commitment to winning is clear. And I look forward to the conversations to continue to live that. Thank you, guys. Jaime, our partnership is going to be something special. And we're going to make decisions that's best for this organization. There are a number of football people that helped me get to this spot. First off, my agent, Jimmy Sexton. My advisor, my friend, Amy, where you at, Amy? Man, came to this league in 94, been together ever since. And nothing's going to break that bond. I appreciate you. Darryl Wade, my high school coach. He took me on my first visit to visit college. He's like my second dad. I love him to death. Bill Parcells, who I think is the best coach to ever coach this game. He's taught me a ton, and just to be in his presence was something special for me.
Big Tuna getting a shout-out, Bill Parcells. And for all you youngins that don't know, look him up. Bill Parcells, closest thing to a mob boss next to Joe Torre as a head coach of a football team. And, man, did that guy know how to coach. He took the Patriots, the Jets, two sorry franchises, turned them around, brought the Patriots to a Super Bowl, brought the Jets to an AFC Championship game, ran into a guy named John Elway. Aaron Glenn was there in lockstep with this guy. And the mentality that Bill Parcells had is this old-school guy mentality, and you're starting to see that come back in the NFL. Everyone wanted to hire coaches that were players' friends. And everybody knows I played athletics, and people that played athletics in any form or any shape know that you need to respect and fear your coach a little bit, and it gets a little bit more out of you. The coach that gives you compliments all the time is always giving you, you're the best, you're the best. You really don't listen to them as much. And Bill Parcells was that guy. You had to prove it. He brought Aaron Glenn into his office and was like, hey, listen, man, I don't care if you're a first-round pick, all right? I'd release my mother. He literally said this to him. I'd release my mom if it meant another W in the win column. So Aaron Glenn has that mentality, and it's good to see that he's a family man, one of 11. Holy smokes. Those days are over. My dad's like that. My dad's one of 7. And those big families are something of the past. But it seems like this guy's got the old-school mentality. I'm liking it so far because Robert Saleh never felt comfortable in his own skin. It looked like that from the outside. It always felt like Robert Saleh was imitating a head coach and not being a head coach.
Al Groh, another coach that's been the coach of this team. I go and visit Al Groh every offseason and continue to get knowledge. And I'll tell you what, for him to allow me to be in the house with him and his family, to continue to just watch tape after tape after tape and continue to study this game has been special to me. Al, I appreciate you.
Al Groh,
Sean
did not
Payton.
know that.
Here's the one thing I will tell you I got from Sean. So I go to the New Orleans Saints, and we were a solid team. But then we start winning year after year after year. Sean taught me what sustained winning is all about. Sustained winning. Dan Campbell, outstanding man. Going to Detroit with Dan, we were at the very bottom. Woody, you said it. But you know what we did? We took it up to the top. So here's the one thing in my last 9 years I was able to do is be able to take a team from the top and reach the pinnacle and then also be able to sustain that. And that's what we're going to bring here to this team.
All right. That's a great point. He just addressed 3 things that were actually my concerns as a Jet fan, is because everyone kept saying Dan Campbell, Bill Parcells, Sean Payton. He's part of that tree. And if you have fun and you want to giggle it up a little bit, look at Sean Payton's coaching tree. It's unbelievable. Aaron Glenn was part of that. Dan Campbell was part of that. And one of my reservations about that was I was like, he's not going to get it through osmosis. You're not hiring Dan Campbell. You're not hiring Bill Parcells. You're hiring Aaron Glenn. And just because you played or hung around these guys doesn't mean that you're going to be the same coach, okay? But it seems like this guy knows exactly what he's talking about. Even his mentality, bro. His frame, his body language, I'm already feeling more so than Adam Gase and Robert Saleh combined. This guy's walking into this room and taking command of the room. And that means he's a leader of men. And I think that's what we've been missing.
My man, Darren. Bro, we're in this thing together. Again, we met years ago. I had a feeling. And to now, see that it comes to this. It's outstanding. We're going to do some magical things here, bro. Some magical things. I look forward to it. To the former players, my guys, listen, I would not be here without you, men. The expectations hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. The blood, sweat, and tears that we shared in that field has been valuable to my success. I love you guys. To any players that's here now, put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride.
All right. This is great. To any of the players here, get your seatbelt on and get ready for the ride. That's Breece Hall, that's Sauce Gardner, Okay? That's Garrett Wilson. Notice has been sent out. No more soft stuff. Okay? No more I'm your buddy. I think it's going to be time to prove it.
Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride. Listen, there are going to be some challenges. But with challenges becomes opportunity, gets opportunity. But here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. We are built for this shit. We're built for adversity. I am getting fired. Aaron Glenn's got me ready to sign up, bro. Let's go.
Listen, I want this job.
Let's go, baby.
I interviewed for a number of them, but I wanted this job. When I was going to my second interview, I want to make sure this is going to be the second interview. It's going to be the first of the second interviews, because I didn't want to leave the building without shaking Woody's hand and make sure we had a contract. So I'm just telling you now, everything else was really out of it.
This guy wants this job, okay? This guy, not a lot of people want this job because we got a knucklehead owner, okay? And it's a losing franchise. This guy's been part of the franchise. This guy wants this. We've had guys, we looked at Sean Payton when he was available with other guys, and they don't want to be here. They want the paycheck, and they don't understand the suffering of the Jet fan, and they don't understand the work that goes into it. This guy looks like he's put the work in. It looks like this guy's had to fight for everything in his life, and I am so jacked up for Aaron Glenn right now.
It's all about the Jets, and it's been that way from the beginning. The organization, we've already talked. I respect every little thing that you do, because this is bigger than me. It's going to take us all. It's going to take us all to accumulate wins, and I look forward to working with you. Just a couple of things I want to nip in the bud before we get to the Q&A.
Ooh, nip in the bud time. Okay, let's try to guess what's going to be nipping in the bud. I don't know.
Listen, I came on Wednesday. Well, I got the job on Wednesday. Mooch came and got the job on Saturday. And we came here on Sunday, and we started talking. Here's what I do know. Aaron Rodgers will be talked about. It will be talked about. We've already texted that communication with Aaron Rodgers. And as we continue to look at the roster, we'll make decisions accordingly. And that's with a number of people, right, on the team. I look forward to this. I look forward to it. It's going to be a great ride. It really is. There's nothing better than having your start here as a player, here as a scout, and now here as a head coach. And I'm ready for it. I appreciate it.
All right, there you go. There's Aaron Glenn with the great press conference, man. I'm ready to jump through a wall for this guy. And he looks and sounds great. He addressed the Aaron Rodgers elephant in the room. And I have spoken about this on this show and also on Instagram, NEWYRKMIN, New York Minute. I would not bring Aaron Rodgers back into this building. I know the Jets don't have an option at quarterback other than Tyrod Taylor. Nobody really in the draft, nobody at free agency. And I do think the 27-10 Aaron Rodgers of last year can actually improve on that at 41. And I know it sounds crazy. But if you look at the dead bodies in Aaron Rodgers' wake as far as head coaches and staff is concerned, I would not bring that dude in. You are going to bring a problem into your house. It's like when you buy a house and it's like, oh, I heard it's haunted. And it's like, well, yeah, we'll find out for ourselves. If you let the ghost in, Aaron Rodgers, you might find out. It might make your first year that much more difficult. You might want to take it on the chin a little bit with the losses and go with another quarterback just to have complete and utter control of this team. Because it seems like Aaron Rodgers always has something to say. Flip coin to that. Aaron Rodgers might see the severity in this guy's face, and the way that he talks and the way that he goes about his business is different than Robert Saleh. I don't think Aaron Glenn would take too kindly to going to Egypt and not coming back for OTAs. Doesn't seem like that guy. Robert Saleh is the pushover who was getting paper airplanes thrown at his back during the filming of tapes, okay? So to wrap this up, it looks good, man. I know it looks in good. It looks in good. It sounds good always at press conferences. I mean, they're never going to say anything bad. They're never going to bring up any warts and stuff like that. But as watching Aaron Glenn, I feel a lot more confident watching that press conference than Adam Gase, Robert Saleh, you name the guy that we've hired in the last 20 years. And I get Herm Edward vibes from him. I get Tony Dungy vibes from him. I get Dan Campbell vibes from him. And it looks like it wore off. And Sean Payton, too. Sean Payton's a goddamn good coach, and it looks like Sean Payton let that GM from the Broncos go over because I think Sean Payton is very fond of Aaron Glenn and made his life a lot easier pairing him up with the GM, assistant GM from the Broncos. And you can pair up with us on Instagram. That's New York Minute, NEWYRKMIN. Also, the full-length audio podcast on Spotify. We also have video on there. And right here on YouTube, guys, please subscribe, follow, let us know what you think about the show in the comments. And also, if you ever disagree or agree with anything that we say, put that and smash that like button, guys. And remember, if it can't be good, baby, be bad. Bye.